This video is sponsored by Babbel. More on that later. Bonjour! I'm going to Japan in 2 weeks to judge an international costume competition, the World Cosplay Summit. I have so many things to prepare, so I have to make videos in advance for you. And I've been invited to the Japan Expo in Paris in 3 days. After the competition in Japan, I'm staying 3 weeks, taking full advantage of that free plane ticket. And this will be my first vacation in the last 4 years. YouTube is fun and everything, but vacation and weekends and just free time does not exist when you do content creation, because you have to do it all the time. You should do it all the time. So at least there I will be away from my computer, so I have to just relax a little bit. Maybe. So much stuff to do, costumes to prepare. And with the thing in Paris, I've been invited by the Aichi prefecture for the governor's delegation. So let's go to Paris. I have family to see there, and also it is the national sale, so let's do some shopping as well. Wanna go to Paris? Okay, let's go. But this is not Emily in Paris, so let me put on my real Parisian face on. Okay, let's go. Are you coming? I have lived in Paris for 12 years, so I know my way around. I did not bring my fancy camera in Paris because, you know. Have you ever struggled in another country? Excuse me? Where is the Eiffel Tower? Please, por favor.
Pardon?
Le Eiffel Tower?
Quoi?
Non, mais,
Ouais, non, mais non, je comprends pas ce que vous dites.
Si? Oh, where is the problem? You never find what you are looking for. But that shouldn't be a problem for you, thanks to today's sponsor, Babbel. Babbel stands out as one of the top language learning apps in the world. It is a great place to learn a lot of different languages at your own pace. Je m'appelle. Lessons are designed by real language teachers, and it teaches real-world conversations about travel, business, important stuffs. Où sont les toilettes, s'il vous plaît? And whenever you have a moment, you can plan some enjoyable activities like games and podcasts. The app's algorithm keeps track of your progress, allowing it to suggest exercises that match your current interest and skill level. In essence, you can learn effortlessly and naturally, without feeling too much pressure. Où est la bibliothèque? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? So if you're intrigued, you know what to do. Check out the link in the description and you can get 60% off your subscription. And even 2 free live classes if you sign up. That way you won't embarrass yourself in Paris. And Parisians might even be polite with you. Maybe. Well, probably not, but you will sound cool. Paris is among the 4 big fashion capitals: Paris, London, Milan, and New York. However, due to its centuries-old history in the fashion industry, Paris is considered the most prestigious among them even now. It has the exclusivity of Haute Couture, a status that only exists in Paris and dates back to the mid-19th century. The city's significant influence on the fashion world is mostly because of fashion weeks, the presence of big designers and businesses, and the rich fashion culture and history.
Voilà. Décale. Attends.
Quick fashion history time from a non-fashion historian. I do have a degree from a fashion school in Paris. Until the late 18th century and the appointment of Rose Bertin by Marie Antoinette as the Minister of Fashion, fashion was kind of exclusive to the nobility. During that time, urban society began to evolve with new consumption patterns like luxury boutiques and fashion journals and chronicles that began to record clothing trends, and the presence of fashion merchants in the city of Paris increased. They clustered around centers of powers like the Louvre and the Tuileries Palace, and new neighbors like the Faubourg Saint-Honoré. They became a fashion hub. Until the mid-19th century, couturiers were not designers but skilled sewists who followed the client's directives, with the client themselves buying the fabric for merchants. Fashion was primarily shown by the people wearing it, the aristocrats and the court, and not just in France. The industrialization of the 19th century brought new ideas about the city geography and urban planning, leading to efforts to modernize the city, improve hygiene, and reorganize its layout. This was done by Napoleon III and Le Baron Haussmann to improve the circulation of the streets, but mostly to kick out the poor and the working class because they were afraid of another revolution. You know, eat the rich and everything? So trendy right now. The birth of rail station introduced new economic centers, and in this modernized and industrialized Paris, large department stores like Au Bon Marché and Au Printemps emerged.
History. Capitalism.
Revolutionizing commercial practices and democratizing luxury. You had the first covered passages or galeries appearing at that time. Englishman Charles Frederick Worth, based in Paris, is credited to have invented the concept of haute couture and achieves international success from 1864 onward. He establishes the Chambre syndicale de la couture et de la confection pour dames et fillettes, making haute couture exclusively linked to Paris. He established himself in Rue de la Paix, and the adjacent Place Vendôme solidified the area's reputation as a hub for high fashion and jewelry, and this attracted rich foreigners. Worth's success also attracted other couturiers, milliners, accessories makers, and fashion, especially haute couture, becomes prominent in Belle Époque à Paris, where displaying oneself is considered fashionable. Les promenades, like strolling along the Champs-Élysées, becomes a favorite activity for socialites to showcase their elegance and status. Haute couture remains an exclusively French, if not Parisian, industry, while ready-to-wear fashion thrives in other global capitals. The Universal Exposition held in Paris until 1900 greatly promote local couture houses on an international scale, with Worth influence followed by other notable designers like Gallo, Doucet, Poiret, Paquin, Vionnet, making Paris the fashion center for decades. Alongside couture, Paris also becomes renowned for its jewelry, perfumers, and luxury luggage. You have Cartier, Guerlain, Goyard, Hermès, Vuitton. In contrast, while England has a long tradition of tailoring, the New World, America, lacks prominent fashion hubs, leading wealthy American women to travel to Europe and Paris to find their new trendy attire. The arts, including illustration and theater costumes, play a big role in spreading Parisian fashion internationally. After World War I, Vogue magazine expands to its French version, and Parisian couturiers like Jeanne Lanvin, Coco Chanel, Madeleine Vionnet, and Elsa Schiaparelli export their design worldwide, popularizing the jersey fabric and the little black dress. The 1929 economic crisis led to a setback for haute couture, but Paris' influence on the fashion world kind of continues to grow with Italy. The supremacy of American cinema increases the influence of American designers and costume designers, symbolically centered around Hollywood and fashion magazines, especially Harper's Bazaar and Vogue, who hold significant power, but they are using permanent correspondence in Paris and featuring photography with Paris as a fancy backdrop, strengthening the association between Paris and fashion visually. Paris was the fashion capital until World War II. During the occupation, the fashion industry slowed down or even closed. In Britain, strict rules were imposed on clothing, leading to textile and supply shortages during the war. Many fashion professionals, including journalists, illustrators, photographers, and designers like Elsa Schiaparelli, fled to the US. After World War I, fashion houses like Balmain opened their doors in Paris, and the first bikini is launched in the city. Paris experiences a resurgence of influence, making a new golden age of haute couture, symbolized by Christian Dior's new look, which shook the world of fashion. Following Dior, other designers like Jacques Fabre, Cristobal Balenciaga, Hubert de Givenchy, and Pierre Balmain achieved worldwide success, leading to over 100 of fashion houses in Paris. You have Chanel creating the iconic Chanel suit in the mid-50s, and Yves Saint Laurent's debut collection makes a global impact in 1962. Then the rise of ready-to-wear fashion brings significant changes to the industry. Creativity thrives worldwide, with designers like Rouge Garnish, André Courrèges, Paco Rabanne, and Pierre Cardin making significant contribution in the US and France. American influence continues to shape the fashion industry, with New York becoming a hub for creativity. Milan particularly showcased dynamism in the 70s with its expensive knitwear, fabrics, and ready-to-wear fashion. Then the punk fashion movement, led by Vivienne Westwood, brings attention to London, but the city loses some significance again. Tokyo emerges as a major fashion capital in the 80s with the anti-fashion movement. I really love this. I had this fruit postcard of Japanese streetwear all over my walls when I was a teenager. I'm so sad I can't find it anymore. But Paris maintained its dominant position due to its historical heritage and experienced workforce, fashion school, and the emergence of young designers like Jean-Paul Gaultier and Thierry Mugler. Fashion shows are now designed as grand shows, with Thierry Mugler being one of the pioneers, presenting shows at the Zénith de Paris in front of thousands of paying attendees. In the 90s, Paris faces criticism for its lack of creativity and the rise of foreign designers. And even now, Paris maintained its global position through luxury and haute couture, even if we are now more in a global fashion industry like fast fashion. And now with TikTok, it goes so fast that everything becomes trendy and chuggy instantly, so no one really can keep up with the trends, which might actually be something that disappears in the future, if there is one. I'm just passing by my old high school and it's a weird experience. Fromage, œuf, beurre. C'est vrai. One of my favorite places in Paris is the Fabric District in Montmartre. It is near the Sacré-Cœur. It has many fabric shops, some have been there for more than 100 years. This is where even high fashion ateliers of Paris are getting their supplies. You can find so much stuff, the expensive and the cheap ones, and I went during the national sales and I found some cool stuff for maybe upcoming projects. After a little snack, let's go to the best shop in Paris. I mean, if you are interested in sewing supplies, which is not in the Marché Saint-Pierre, it is hidden somewhere else. Réaumur-Sébastopol, for those who want to know. And that's Fil de Mille, where I have been buying my supplies forever. They have everything, it is not very expensive, and it is atelier quality. 10 out of 10 recommend. And now let's go to Japan Expo. We were invited there to promote the Ghibli Park in Nagoya and to hype the governor of the Aichi province on stage. It was kind of a weird experience, but it was fun, and also it made me more and more excited to go to Japan. I had to do a little detour through all my favorite thrift shops. Remember, it's the national sales. And I need some stuff to wear in Japan. Okay, fine, let's go away from this dirty city and go home because we have a lot to prepare. Let me show you what I got. Travel, history, crafting, and now a haul. I know this video has it all. First, crafting supplies. At Fil de Mille, I got a whole bunch of thread. They are cheap, good quality, so I have now supplies for my serger. Also embroidery threads for the embroidery machine. Good quality zippers, and I got 70 cents each, and I think they are €5 in the store that is close by, so I'm good for a few projects. Some boning, we have flat steel and spiral, and some horsehair. Fabrics, we have this one. I think I want to make something legally blonde. We'll see. I got this on clearance from the Couture section. I absolutely love this one. It's a bit transparent and shiny. It has a good body and it's like this interesting neon green. I'm thinking something cyberpunk or something Eurovision. I got this, which was €10 for 3 meters. I have no idea what to do with it, but it's kind of fun. And I got these two fabrics, which took me a while to find. This is going to be a dress from a movie. It has something to do with insects. I will let you guess. I also got some black cotton and white cotton, but it's not very interesting. It's over there. How about clothes? All the clothes are thrifted, very cheap. And also I got some shoes. Not super cheap, but they were on sale, so. €10, and this still had the tag on, which is great. I don't know if that looks good. I think I have to switch. This jacket for €6. I think it looks great. I really don't know about the shorts, but it's comfy. Ready for the shoes. Ah! These might be the coolest shoes I've ever had. So so comfortable. They are kind of ugly, I give you that, but how fun is this? Love it. A dress, 10 euros. It has a hole here, but it's on the seam, so I think I can fix it in like 5 minutes. And also, ready for the second pair of shoes. Ta-da! 60% off. And they are super comfortable, and I think they are going to be great for Japan, so my feet can breathe. I think they go great together. Oh wait, how about now? Cute! Last piece. At 25 euros, this was the most expensive one. I don't know yet how I should style this. Love the shoulder thing. Very 80s, very cool, no? Maybe it should have very fancy boots and a lot of makeup. I don't know, we'll see, but I love it. That's all I got. I think I have some cool stuff for Japan, some cool stuff to craft, and some cool stuff to wear. I'm still struggling to find a style. I don't really know what my aesthetic is. I think I like too many different stuff to ever be coherent, but that would be cool to really have like a style. I'll keep looking. Okay, subscribe. Bye!